for your message or messages. Come in! Come on! I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Surprise! You thought I wasn't coming today. I was coming, Big Cat, but I was so busy. I had to take my chariot of righteousness down to the Nissan dealership, darling dear, for them to check out the electronics, right? Right about now, they're fed up of seeing me, darling dear. Anytime I feel like taking it down there, I take it in for a checkup. Why? It's under warranty. And when something's under warranty, you use that warranty. Use it like a day trip out, darling dear, just in case something could happen. Go back. Keep going back. And they'll make sure that your car's washed every time so you don't come back. They're polite. They try to offer you everything. Somebody even tried to offer me their firstborn child so I wouldn't come back. No, I'm joking, darling dears. They're fed up of seeing me. Well, I don't care. I don't care. All right? They took my good Skrilla's mate. So therefore, I shall revisit you for the next 3 years. Anytime I feel like turning up on them, mate. I feel like driving off my hill. I'll go straight to the Nissan dealership. Beep, beep. It's me again. Surprise. Yeah. Like I said, Big Cat, I was very busy. Yeah. You thunk I weren't coming back today, but I was. But I had to get certain things sorted out. The planetary energies are, darling dears. They are tormented by the actions they took against you. They cry every night. They might bawl every night. And in some cases, they have to cry into their fist because they're in new relationships or situationships. Yes. They're crying amongst what? Easter Island and Stevie Wonder of the wicked, darling dear. People that are unfeeling, that are taken from them. They've got to give up a pound of flesh practically every day. They're nearly what? Fleshless. That's their business, blood. They've got trippy-talker ways and T-Rex arms. Crying to the fist you must. Right? Isaiah 48:22. Planetary energies are, darling dears, as I already told you from the reading at midnight, that Pluto has entered Aquarius. I've watched back the video and it looked like I was at low energy, but I've been doing readings all day. So my spirituality was nearly on zero, darling dear, but I had to get it in. Right? But anyway, I'm back to, I had a full sleep. After I said goodnight to God, I wasn't interrupted by nobody from the past. You know, they like to turn up in your dreams and cause you nightmares, right? I slept with my head to the south. And then when I woken up my eye chakra today, I was like, what's on my schedule first today? Nissan, here I come. I put the pedal to the metal, darling dear. And when I was walking into the shop, they heard me coming. So you know they was peed off. Listen, I'll visit them anytime I want, right? They can't stop me, they can't throw me out. They've got my full attention for 3 years, blood. Yeah, anyhow, as I was saying before I re-interrupted myself, right? Pluto has entered Aquarius. Big Cat, you are getting a sneak peek at the most important transit of the decade. Yeah, a transit, right, that didn't happen. It's like it hasn't happened for 225 years, and it will not happen again in our lifetime, our progeny's lifetime, or our grandchildren's lifetime. That's how important it is. Many wars were started during the last Pluto entering Aquarius, darling dears. Yes, they were. You want to know what they were? Go and watch the reading for Pluto and in Aquarius, which I did early this morning. Anyway, while it be making a brief appearance this year, because it's only going to just come in and dip its toe into our lives, right, to stir it up, darling dear, then it's going to go back into Capricorn where it's been for 15 years, then it'll be back for 20 years, darling dears. So you better get your mind right and yourself focused, man. And here at Don't Get Smoked Central, I spend all of my time telling you to focus, man. And from the emails that you send me, I know that you are focused, man. Nobody emails me crying about the past. And if they did, I didn't see it. Easter Island and Steve, you can't be crying over someone who tried to what? Take your hairline, blood. Didn't you love your edges? What's the matter with you? Pull yourself together, darling dear. I interrupted myself again, didn't I? But I'm going to press on anyway. like I was saying, thank you very much, Kimberly Loves, for the super chat, because you know I'll buy my honeydew melons and put them in a sealed baggie. I eat from day one. Moving on very quickly, darling dear. While it's going to make a brief appearance this year, it's important to take note of the changes that happen in your lives for the next few months. Why? Because those changes are going to set the precedent and the tone for how your life's going to go for the next 2 decades, blood. So you better be focused on what you want and be into what you want. Otherwise, you'll be on the rocks of life, right? With a full-on reverse friar top. Better yet, just shave off your hair, blood. You don't love your edges, mate. You don't like your hair, like, just shave them bitches off. Shave them off from now if you're not focused and into your own bag, so you can make the right choices, create generational wealth, and go where you want, when you want. We also have what? The Skullduggerous moon in Taurus, the second house. So guess what? Stability and security will become more important to you. Really? What do you mean more? How much more important can it be? Other than me telling you every single day how important it is. Right? I practically twerk on top of my table. Right? I've taught you about cryptocurrency. I've taught you about copy trading. Yes, baby. And I've also said, if you're going to get the cryptocurrencies, make sure you invest in Web 3.0. Why? It's the AI, darling dear. It's the Bitcoin, the blockchain. It's the way to go. We're in for the long game, darling dear, not for the quick comeback. The long game, darling dear. I've told you about what? Drying your eye. I told you to get one of these most important books. My mother gave me this it was in 1994. Yes, baby, that's how long I've had this book. And it's well read, well fun, darling dear. There's a psalm in there for everything you could possibly think of. If you go to the index at the back, whatever you think in your mind, darling dear, there's a psalm for it. You just go for it, find what's appropriate for you, right? And just read it and feel good about yourself. You know how you always do feel good. This will make you feel even gooder. How about that? Is that a word? Well, it is now, darling dears. So be it mote. Anyhow, let's dive in, darling dears. Someone's crying at night time. Well, I'm not surprised, darling dear. Your ancestral team, your security, ain't ramping. They like to visit them at the 3 a.m. Wake them up from their skullduggerous sleep. So either they're too fat or they're too skinny, darling dears. But they sure as she's naive are nervous and anxious, darling dear, anxious. And they are focused on you, big cat. They thought you'd what? Turn into a pillar of salt, be Salt Bay, just like Lot's wife, on the rinse and repeat of them. They thought you'd come back. I think not. Come back for what? To be picked on and persecuted? Oh, hell no. And you don't want that community genitalia. You don't want that community genitalia. Your needs have been paid. You don't want it. You don't want what everybody's had. That run through, that blown out, that what? Raw deal? No, blood. Too busy breaking yourself off. But again, that's a digression, darling dear. We don't want to divulge all of our secrets because you never know who's listening. We get a lot of silent listeners on my lives. But you can stay, darling dear, but hit the thumbs up. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And hit the notification bell, darling dears, so you'll be notified, because I'm a tricky cat, darling dear. Quiet as it's kept. I like to turn up on a big cat. I feel the energy of some backsliding thoughts, and here I am, right back in your cranium, darling dear. Got you in the crosshairs, reminding you that you are fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely, and all you do is pee glitter, shit cupcakes, and fart rainbows. Come on, big cat, bestie. We're going through that door of righteousness together. For air. Pinkies up. Red light, green light champion I be of 79. As are you, because you're my bestie. Like Thelma and Louise. Without the chelation, we will outlive them all, darling dear. Because we take our sea moss, we take the time to do our exercises. Yes, half an hour at least. Hold a chair pose. Hold that plank. Yes, baby, we're getting it in and doing the Benjamin or Benjamina buttons. You've never looked so fabulous or gorgeous or lovely since you got rid of them. They was in your life like a fart, lingering, darling dear, lingering, right? And getting all up into the hair in your nose, darling dear, so it was definitely lingering. Well, they're crying. They're sad, they're sorry. Let that juju step don't care and you're not sorry. Was they sorry? Was they sorry? When they chose a substandard, feeble-minded village idiot, right, to cheat on you with? Was they sorry when they took your intimate secrets to all the other dummy bats? They weren't sorry. But they're sorry now, especially at 3 a.m. when your ancestors turn up like, time to check in, wake up, bottom feeder. Yes, they cry at night time, mostly. Sometimes if they're at work, they have to go into the toilet for a good half an hour and cry it out, mate. Back bent and snuffling and what? Snorted out? Yes, baby. They might cry because they thought you'd fade away. Fade away? You was just getting what? Taking the knee, darling, dear, and saying amen. And you did not pray for revenge. You prayed for strength, wisdom, guidance, and protection. We don't seek revenge. We're too busy getting great. Get into the bag. Tinky Winky Styly. What's the matter with them? I daren't have another cup of coffee today, darling dears. I daren't. I've already had 2 and it was quite strong. My mochas were strong because you know I don't like to get smoked, darling dear. And not only that, if I have another coffee, at what time is it now? 2:26. Angel, oh, it's 2:27 now. Angel number, check it out, see what that meaning is. 2:26 and 2:27. My favorite person to check, or favorite website to check out, is Joanna Scribes, because it's like she's speaking to my soul and I pay close attention. Check it out and see what the angel numbers for that means. Like I said, I dare not have another coffee, right? I'll be on room check-in and my progeny don't want me on room check-in, right? I got my, oh my God. Me and my youngest one, Cara Moore, we're having a struggle at this moment in time. Bestie, in the last, 18 months, I've had to get her 6 brand new mobile phones. She keeps cracking the screen. So I got her a new phone on Saturday and I said, this is the last phone I'm going to get you until you're 18. The reason why I keep getting the phone is because it's got a tracker on it. I need to know where everybody's going. If I'm paying for your shit and making sure that you're able to live and breathe and have a happy life, I need to know where you're at all times, right? I gave her the phone on Sunday. And when she came back from school yesterday, I said, Karma, come here. She goes, hi, Mummy. How's your day been? Have you been fabulous? I said, yes. She started talking about school. And I said, why is she giving me all of these, she's thrown up like gang signs, trying to throw me off the scent. I said, bring your phone. She brought the phone to me. She's already cracked the screen. She's only had it 2 days. I took to my bed. I couldn't believe it. I said, how do you manage to crack it? So I tripped up. I said, you tripped up? I said, you tripped up and that cracked phone is going to be your bestie until you're 18. She's 13 now. She's got 5. Listen, Lord have mercy. Nobody's waiting for their progeny to turn 18 like me, blood. I'm telling you, because she keeps breaking her phones. Has it happened to you? When she was telling me, she looked at me like I was going to hit her. I said, I don't have to hit you. I'm not going to hit you. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to shout. I'm going to take some money out of your pocket money and maybe I might cut off the lights. I don't know. Maybe you'll be sitting in the dark until summertime really kicks in, darling dear. I might even turn off the Wi-Fi at 6 p.m. I don't know. Listen, right about now, my mind is up in the wind about it, darling dear. Because I tell you, I'm going to sock it to her. It's going to be a big mistake in her life. 6 phones in 18 months. Because when she cracks the screen, she cracks it so that there's no digitalization on the screen. I'm telling you, big cat, bestie, good child. She needs to stop doing this. And she better not crack it anymore, because I am trained to take off a gun and a knife away from people, right? Yes, baby, as well as defend myself against it. I don't know. And she's well into her kickboxing. Listen, I don't want it to go that far. I just want her to learn her lesson. So like, I might just play with the Wi-Fi, play with the light, the electricity. Yes. And everybody will be on what? Basic rations, darling dears. There'll be no fun food in the house. I don't mind. We can all do with losing a pound or 2, darling dear. I don't mind. No fun food for now. Not for the foreseeable future. Until I can stop being mad in my outfit. I get upset, big cat. I get upset. But I cut off my 2 hands at the wrist before I put them on my progeny. I don't want her to get used to a situation where they're being beat up, darling dear. Because I know what it was like for me when I was younger. Getting beaten with the belt, picked on by my sisters, ostracized, beaten up by my husband, beaten up by my boyfriends in the past. Listen, I'm tired of being beaten up, lad. This is why I learned how to defend myself, and now it's what game on, mate. Kung Fu you want? When would you like it? At 5 p.m. or 6? Listen, I'd rather be on my own for the rest of my life on this good, clean God's earth than put up with somebody that thinks that they can put their hands on me. I've watched CSI. I know how to make someone disappear, and I'll help you look for them, blood. I'll help you look. Nobody's putting their hands on me again. Big cat, don't let nobody put them hands on you, and don't put your hands on your progeny either. Keep your hands to yourself. Don't let them get used to getting their ass kicked. No, listen, from there living in your house, you run things. You run the light, the gas, the food, the Wi-Fi. You are the fashion director and the clothes buyer, right? You are the cab driver. Listen, nothing like having them wait for you for 2 hours and you said they can't leave. Why? Because you're tracking them on their phone. You've got to stand right there. And if they move 1 inch, you can see it. Listen. I can make a progeny sweat, darling dear. Make them beg for a brighter day and for me to be in a better, less plotting mood. I don't know when I'm not going to be plotting, darling dear. I told you. But I'm not going to drink the coffee because I don't want to do the room check today. I haven't got the strength. I used all my strength at the Nissan dealership today. They were so unhappy when they heard me coming in. They barely said good morning. I didn't care, blood. From your under warranty. Your ass is mine. Didn't you take my Skrilla? And you was happy to take it? The least little thing I might think is wrong with my chariot, I'm down there, mate. It's a field trip. And I had my honeydew melons in a baggie, so I didn't have to go out to the shops to get anything to eat. I had a bottle of sealed, right, fizzy water, right? They knew that I was in there for the long haul. Yes. To get me out of the shop, they said, we're going to send one of our senior mechanics with you for a drive. Because what's been happening, when I'm driving, minding my own business, because you know I like to drive with a strong beeline, right? I look down at the screen, and it's gone off the music, and it's... See, it's the truth I'm telling, and who's calling me while I'm doing a live? Somebody who's got no manners, darling dear. Now it's made me forget what I said. Yeah, I like to drive with a strong beeline. And sometimes when it changes track, I look back and it's jumped off the music and it's on the contacts. Or it's jumped off the music and it's gone into the GPS when I didn't ask for that. So therefore, I will be revisited this in. I'm like the free ghost of Christmas, past, present, and future. All I can hear is... And no good morning for me, darling. I don't care. I had my honeydew melons in a baggie and my fizzy water, and I had Candy Crush. I was all right, mate. I was all right. I was prepared to sit there all day while they worked out what was wrong. They sent a senior mechanic with me for a drive. And you know when you're telling them about issue, it never works when they're in the car, right? But he couldn't tell me that I was crazy. I didn't know I ain't crazy. Right? I know I'm not crazy. I know that I've got an eagle eye and a third eye, darling dear. And plus my son was in the car when it happened. So therefore, I've got backative. He's telling me about, the next time it happens, why don't you record it? I said, really? What do you mean record it if I'm driving? What am I supposed to do? Pull over and record it? By then it's already changed. What am I supposed to do? Drive with a camera on myself? Why would I want to track my own movements, sir? He went red in the face and he shut up because he knows that I'll be back next week for a day trip with my honeydew melons in a baggie, right, and fizzy water. Listen, don't pee off the big cat, yeah, because the big cat is a plotter. But don't tell anyone, bestie. Don't tell anyone. They had a plan for my Skrilla. I've got a plan for them. Anyway, let's carry on with the read, darling dear. We've had a little quiet chat. Please hit the thumbs up button, darling dear. Don't be a meanie. Get me into the algorithm, darling dear, because there's other big cats that needs to hear what I've got to say. Divine Feminine Claire, you managed to turn it. You made it. Big cat, wave. Yes, Kimora Reina, I see you. Andrea M, Wagwan, Fist Bump, Slim Jim. What you say? Are you good? Donnie Renee. Hello. What's that? What's trucking? What's trucking is your bag, darling dear. What's tracking is your bag and the silencio you moving, all whilst looking fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. And a big namaste to anyone I haven't mentioned, because I can be such a chatty cat. We're already 20 minutes in and I haven't touched a rune, a card. I've just told you what's gone on with my day. Has your day been going great so far, darling dear? Right, let's get the rune stones and see what's going on, because someone's really tormented, blood. They need to just take the L, blood. Just take the L and live with it, right? Just because you're getting W after W after W, what's that win, darling dear? Because that's what a big cat does. When you realize your worth and you've added tax, and the fact that they didn't appreciate you while you was there, all of a sudden you're fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. All of a sudden they realize you got a power grid. All of a sudden they think you're the next best thing since sliced bread. Well, guess what? They've got to think about it forever, especially at 3 a.m. when your ancestors turn up to wake them up, to remind them of what they lost. And your ancestors done ramp, yes! Look what you got, Othello. This is represented by the world card. It's on its face. So world card in the reverse is somebody that didn't enjoy an ending. Somebody or somebody's. They're not happy with an ending to a situation after they did all of these rotten things. There was a plotting plotter, but they didn't know that you was just getting into your second wind. You're the biggest plotter of them all. Why? Because you move in silence, blood. And your bestie is what? God. He's got the head of your table. And your ancestors, they love you like cooked food. They chose you. They called you all sorts of things. Those people called you everything but a child of God, darling dear. They bandied around the B word. They said you was an S word. And they told you that you must F. Yeah, F right off until you really did and didn't come back. Ha ha. Laugh with me, big cat. Ha ha. Too busy getting great. You'd rather drink bleach and poke at your own eyes than speak to them again. But don't do that, big cat. Hesitate. Hesitate over that. It's just a metaphor. Hesitate over it, big cat. It's a metaphor, right? We are not going to, do anything bad to ourselves? No, mate. If we want to do bad things to ourselves, if we've got progeny, we'll just go and look at their runes. That will be torture enough for us for one day. Anyhow, Othello, on its face, darling dear, is the world card, represented by the letter F and O. I'm giving it a moment's silence because you're trying to work out swear words to listen. I'm there with you, bestie. I'm there with you, right? Represented by the letters F and O and the numbers 84, 85, 86, and 87. Yes. They're going through a bit of the bad karmas. It's all up and through them, darling dear. Some of them are a bit worried about becoming homeless. Really? Wow. They better not come knock your door, darling dears. Come and knock. Imagine that. Somebody who was so wicked to you and did all wicked things, all of a sudden they're homeless and they think they can come and knock your door. Will you take them in, big cat? Or will you be like was it the innkeepers when Mary and Joseph was looking for somewhere? She's in labor, blood, when they said there was no room. Listen, they wouldn't even get that, mate. They'd be tracked on my security devices. And I would warn the kids that I would put them into the dark ages if they dared unlock that door and let anyone in. Are they mad? Listen, it'd be a conference call, darling. They're on FaceTime, right? As I discuss who's at the door with them and warn them, pull not a lock or a latch, because I'm a plotter and you live with me. Big cat, listen. Imagine that. The wicked want to turn up at your house because they got nowhere to go. And they know that you were so soft-hearted. You was before you became the king or queen of Easter Island and Stevie Wonder. And you're very stubborn. Why? Because you're obstreperous. And you have the memory of an elephant. You do. What's that? Kimora is saying the people that you've X'd out of your life, they're seeking attention. They better go and seek some kind of medical help, spiritual deliverance, darling dear. They need to get themselves to a psychiatrist. No, they need to go to a counselor who will direct them to a psychologist who will direct them to an exorcist, darling dears. And they still must keep using that direction back to the mud hut, darling dear. They mustn't come and bother you. You're busy. You're busy. And if you should feel sorry for them, should they turn up at your door, darling dears, I told you we will be going to what? DEFCON 3. What's that? Counting a 5-pound bag of rice, 1 grain at a time, before you pull a lock or a latch or dare to feel sorry for them. And you're not allowed to write any of the numbers down. And if you miscount, you have to count it again. And the piece de resistance, whilst counting the 5-pound bag of rice, 1 grain at a time, you're not putting it one onto the table like 1, 2. No, blood. You drop it back into the bag and make sure that you don't pick up the same grain twice. How about that, big cat? You're very busy. Very busy. Remember your hairline. Yeah, they're not happy that it's over. And some of them may be what? Homeless. They're looking for a fresh start with you, darling dear. And did I say they're watching? Mouth breathing to boot, darling dear. Some of them are practically snorting. Physically and mentally, darling dear. They feel as though that they've not had any true closure with you. They want to have that closure argument. You've already given them look, 2 of these, 1 of those, a quick one of that. Your back is turned. You said, get out. Get out. Get out of here, you raccoon-eyed tree sloth. With what? Backward ways. You don't want to be around them. You don't want to go to prison with R. Kelly. No, blood. They want to get you on a RICO charge. Nah, blood. Not for the big cat. Yes. Pay no attention to them, darling dear. They'll be bleeding out the woodworks. I told you, Pluto is in Aquarius. And if you allow the past to come back, they're going to be on you like white on rice for the next 20 years. Think about that, big cat. 20 years. 20 long years. In the UK, you don't even go to prison for that long for murder. You might do that in the United States. They give you some ridiculous sentences, right? Remember that awful man, the one that drove the car into that parade, that Christmas parade? He got, I think it was 960 years, something like 960 years? 960 years? I've got to speak in my gingerbread man voice. You know the gingerbread man from Shrek? Yeah. And he was there arguing with the judge. He made all of the survivors and the family members have to go through all of that pain. I can't even remember his name. And on top of it, right, he had the Sanpaku eyes, darling dear. The Yang Sanpaku eyes. Wicked to boot. I think he got, was it 800 or 960 years? How would you like to serve it, sir? Good for him. Listen, I made sure I followed that. I followed that trial, darling dear, and I was there, and I applauded it when the judge, he made the judge cry. How can you make the judge cry and argue with the judge? You can't argue with the judge who's got the whole gavel. His serve is right. He was so, what he did. Listen, when I think about it, it's going to make me upset again. Good for him. Good for him. Good for him. Right? Good for him. Is it 800 or 960 years he got? Good for him. And my condolences to the family members that lost their family members. You know, it's hard when you lose people that you truly love, but you don't love the skullduggerous ones that's trying to bleed back into your life. Like a what? Open abscess, darling dear. Nah, blood. You don't want them around. Leave them where they are. Don't let them back in. They've got the bad luck and the karmas on them, darling dear. Karma. And they're a mouth breather with the children of the corn. Big cat, listen, don't let me go on and keep cussing them out, darling dear. We won't get any cards on the deck. Let's get a domino. Crying every night. Now it's got me sucking my 31 teeth, big cat. And you know how angry that makes me, Scott. Right? Oh. You've got a 4 and a 6, the energy of the 4, darling dear. It speaks about what your foundation. It also speaks about them realizing that you're disciplined and reliable, and they want you to be of service to them. Yes, baby. You've also got the energy. The energy of the 4 is the Emperor. It's Mars and Aries energy. They see that you're sitting in your authority. You could be an entrepreneur. Maybe you got bossed up. Maybe you are a business owner. You've taken on employees. Whatever the situation is, darling dear, you look good. You look good on paper and in real life, darling dear. We've also got the energy of the 2. What's that? The High Priestess. Third eye buffed up to a bitch in shine, right? And you've got the see-through pamphlet with all of their wickedness on it, darling dear. The same pamphlet I advise you to float test over the dustbin. But remember what they did. Listen, like I said, forgive them. But remember the bastardo's name. Remember their name. Yes. Yes, yes. The energy of the 4-2, darling dears. Lean in, big cat. Lean in. It speaks about what? Loss or a theft. They come in to thief something. Your hairline, right? Your money, your good time, your panani or futum. Yes, them as a thief. Them is a thief. They'll come and thief it if you allow it. Even if you've got Gorilla Glue on your knees, they'll still come for it. At night time, mostly. Yes, baby. When they stop. Imagine you let them in your house and then they're coming to beg you for your front at night time. Listen, big cat. I had to rip off my glasses and pinch the top of my nose at the thought of that. I'm getting a headache. I'm getting one of my headache and my hairline has started to pulsate. Imagine that. They're coming to beg you for your front in the middle of the night. Don't let them in, big cat. Good God, big cat. Come on. Don't do it. Don't do it, big cat. You'll be sorry. You will. And I'm not the type of friend, darling dear, to agree with you and you say, yes, you made a mistake. I say, well, good for you. Because I told you every day for about 4 years, don't do it, big cat. Don't do it. Don't feel sorry for them, big cat. I did tell you. Can you feel me, Eve on Marvels? Can you feel me? I tell you every day. Listen, I'm telling you so much. I'm talking in tongues. I've done twerking. I've climbed on the table. I've posted messages. Listen, big cat, we don't go backwards, we go forwards. And they're coming to beg you for your front, your good seat of emperors and empresses. Big cat, don't you like your pH balance? You hate your pH balance? Get off my channel. Go somewhere else. This is not the channel for you. What do you mean? You want to smell like rotten fish, afraid to pull your knees apart in public, lest you kill anyone around you in a 6 feet radius? Big cat, think of your pH balance. Good God, now I started talking like the gingerbread man from Shrek again, because I can't believe it. They're coming to steal from you. Yeah, a thief will always be a thief. And my mother said a thief is just like a liar. They're the same thing, blood. A thief and a liar. They want to come and interrupt your futuristic thinking. Good God, protect yourself and don't pay any attention to them. Let them cry. What did I say? Isaiah 48:22. And what's that other one? James 1:8. They're double-minded, darling. They're double-minded. They'll be crying and sorry in front of you. And to your back, they'll be hunched over laughing, saying, yeah, you is the biggest idiot going. Yes. And they'll be plotting to do you worse. Yeah, they're coming to steal from you, big cat. But I did tell you. I've been telling you. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't. What do your ancestors think about them want to come and beg you for your front? What does your ancestors think about that? And you're the chosen one, the prototype of your lineage. Your ancestors said, blood, there's no reward and recognition in that shit. Listen, it'll be a shaky foundation, right? You'll have no transformation and you'll never be able to move on from the wicked. Oh, listen. They ain't ramping, they're not mincing words, mate. They'll be back in the dark ages with what? The devil's most strongest worker, Pennywise son of Data. I told you, big cat. Yeah. Your ancestor says, no, don't do it. Red flag. Yeah. They'll allow you. And this is all what? Big cat. This is Pentacala energy. So they'll take your money, right? They're possibly in debt and possibly want you to help them pay their bills in this economic crisis when you're sitting on your money like Mac Duck. And they want your front as well. What more do they want? What's the matter with them? Don't they have no pause or chill factor? They've got a bloody cheek to be crying over you, darling dear. A bloody cheek. They need to dry their eyes, mate, on the wickedness that they done did to you. Have a come to Jesus moment and look at the person in the mirror. Listen, I can hear doors locking up
attack dogs being well trained again. Some of you have even called a dog daddy to train your pit bull into a kill mode. You want to reverse some training of your own pets, right? For when these people come around, dog daddy can do it, mate. I believe he can. He's fabulous, you know. I like watching his shows. I saw him train a mastiff the other day. That dog was a big bitch, mate, and it was thick. And that dog was nervous and didn't like anyone. And dog daddy did it. But I noticed at the end of the training, he went into the kitchen and he picked up some tissue and he had to lift up his curly hair and dab his own forehead. Because I'm telling you, if he hadn't been the man that he was, that dog would have had him, mate. He'd have been on him like, yeah, dog daddy. We will get dog daddy to reverse all of our pets training, right? So that they've got the scent, so they know when to turn on the kill switch. Outright, your ancestors said, no, black, this person ain't worked on their shadow side, and that shadow side don't like you. This is why they're crying, because you have worked on the shadow work, darling dear. You went into the DNS, the dark night of the soul. You faced your shadow self, and you realized that you was partly to blame for the situation you was in. You saw the red flags, and you forgave them so many times until your forgiveness had run out. Don't forgive them, darling dear. Look! What did I say? They come with tower moments and bad luck, darling dear. And they want to come and cause it at your house. The tower moment also speaks about the ending of a situation. They didn't like when you ended it. Or they could have ended it on you. But they thought you'd come back. They thought you were still stupid. STOOPID, blood. Who's stupid? They stupid. You not stupid. They're dumb as a crumb. You're right, big cat. Don't worry, bestie. I don't think you're stupid. I think you're fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. Outrageous, big cat. Listen, gonna have me effing and blinding in here. And then going on what? Bedroom check. And the coffee wouldn't have made me do it. Let's see what other messages are coming up about these creatures from the backwoods. This tree sloth that wants to come back. They're crying with regret. They're tormented by what they did to you. And they're coming to beg you, steal your front from you, darling dear. They want to steal you and upset your pH balance. Yeah. Listen. And they've got addictions. Listen. They're addicted to lying and wickedness, blood. I told you. Pennywise son or daughter. A full-on what? Where's my shiznai? Jezebel's spirit. Revelations 2:20. They're tormented, mate. They're being tormented by their brethren, their demons, mate. And they've got addictions, and they've got what? Soul ties, and they want to mess up your pH balance, darling dear. Oh my God. I didn't want to think about it too long, right? Oh my God. It might have me slipping out of the house in the middle of the night with none of my mechanical devices, darling dear, to go and right some wrongs after I said I'd forgiven them. Listen. People think that the security cameras for the people outside. No, babe. It's to make sure that I don't leave my house at night time. And if I did, I need to erase everything and make my children swear that I was reading them what? Jack and Jill and Once Upon a Time, right? At 3 and 4 a.m. I wasn't out there trying to get anybody back. I wasn't. But don't tell anyone, bestie. They've got addictions, right? As they're watching your what? Big Cat Chronicles. They're drinking, they're drugging it up, they're crying. Right? Yes, they got all sorts of anxieties, mate. That's their business, big cat. What else? Yes, the cards are telling you, Proverbs 26:11. As a fool returns to folly, only a dog returns to vomit. We don't eat vomit round here, and we're not returning to folly. Right? Your healing has already begun, darling. You've been making healthy choices. And it's on the 14, the temperance, where you had the come to Jesus moment, where you called in your ancestral team. I told you, big cat, it's rich white lady season. And they love you. Why? You're the chosen one, the prototype of your lineage. Base of the deck, darling dear. Listen to your intuition and your discernment, darling dear. Your intuition and your discernment. Otherwise, you'll be sorry. And I'll be here saying, well, I did tell you so. I did. And I'd push my glasses back up onto the top of the bridge of my nose, and I'll look into the distance with you as you think about the High Commander Deceptercon. Yes, they're coming to trick you, darling, and hoodwink you because they think you're stupid. And they can't get over the sadness. Breaking down every minute. You remember those days, Big Cat? When you used to break down and cry until you realize what you were. This is what it is. A lot of people have written to me and they said that they don't know how to detach from the situation because it's attachment to the person, place, or thing, which is what causes you pain. You have to question the attachment, darling dear. When you've got what? A whole toilet roll full of all of the wickedness that they did to you, darling dears, you've got to examine their actions. That's how you detach from the situation, because if someone truly loved you, they would not have perpetrated such heinous crimes against you. True love does not cheat on you. True love doesn't beat you. True love doesn't upset your pH balance. True love doesn't put you on the eggshells, blame shifting and mean, darling dear. True love doesn't tell out your personal business. True love don't live in your wallet like this. Big Cat, that's what you got to do. Detach. Let's get a deck quickly, and then I've got to get off because it's 41 minutes and we've barely got a card on the deck, darling dear. And if that fails, paint a big fat wet one on a stick and throw it. They'll run after it. They'll run after anything that's moving, darling dear. Alive or dead. How about that? Base of the deck, transformation season. We've already saw the transformation. You're already in it, mate. This is the rebirth and the rise of you. This is Scorpio energy, darling dears. And Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. We're back again to the what? The next 20 years of the wicked in your life, darling dear. 20 years, blood. 2 decades. That's a long time, Scotty. A long time. Nah, mate. It's about you getting great. You've already done the DNS like a boss. Had to look over my shoulder because it's not creeping up on me again, blood. Not for all the tea in China. I pay attention, mate. And I learn from my mistakes. I never want my children to see me break like that again. Ever. Unless it's about my daughter's mobile phone and their bedrooms. They might see me break about that, but not about a whole human being whose heart beats just like mine's. Now I started talking about the phone and I don't feel good again. I've got to remember my breath work. 6 phones in 18 months, darling dears. 6 brand new phones. What's this? Yeah, this is your come to Jesus moment. Think clearly about the situation and what you've achieved so far. Don't backpedal and pussy pop to a situation that was not right for you. They were sent to wake you up to whom you truly are. The devil's most diligent worker. Even the cards are saying, turn your shapely back. Law 16 of the 48 laws of power. Look to your happiness, blood. Look to your happiness. You are spiritually blessed. This is about you having raised your vibration since you let go. What? Little finger. What about the devil's strongest worker? Right? Most diligent worker. He's obsessively jealous of what you got going on. Listen, they didn't think they'd run into karma, eh? When they was talking on their high horse, they didn't think that karma would catch them, eh? Well, guess what? You are the karma for them. Justice card in the upright. What else do you need to think clearly about? Moving forward, you made the right decision. And the fact that you're single as fuck, darling dear. Drama free. Focused on your bag, your mental health. You're happy. Think about the happiness. And those what? Slow. Quick, slow. What you had to do to get away from these marauders. These feeble-minded marauders. You're happy. And they're already unblocked, darling dear. So why would you unblock them and allow them into your house where they'd be creeping in the night on the balls of their feet to come and beg you for your front? Oh, God. It jizz, blood. I told you, every time I think about it, my hairline starts pulsating again. And I have to rip off my glasses and pinch the bridge of my nose just to get myself back on track. Because I'm telling you, Big Cat, this is a lot. My cards don't play. Now I can't see. Right. Now I can see. You've already turned your back on that situation. You are a happiness expert. The brick wall is about you putting the past behind you like a ponytail. Learn to detach from a situation. You have the memory of an elephant. Look at what they brought to the table, darling dear. I'm not telling you to live on that, because that will put you back in the dark night of the soul, and you'll be sorry about the time you spent. We're not living on that, darling dear. London G says they got garlic at the door. Them bitches will eat it, darling dear, because I told you they're the perpetrators of what? The gingivitis. They'll just eat it and still try to come in. I've got, me personally, I've got peacock feathers. I've got red brick underneath my, you know, the mat that you wipe your feet with. Listen, it goes no further. The cards tell you, don't let these dick-dealing mattress back animals in a kitten or Cuban heel back. You've already released them once, right? This person is not mentally well. They're not financially well. They're not physically well, darling dear. And listen, and they're fickle, darling dear, and they feel stuck in a situation that they may even be displaced from, even as we speak. All whilst your back is turned and you're being a happiness expert. They're jealous of the stability that you've created for yourself, darling dear. Never you down press what you've done for yourself, darling dear. Many people can't come back from what you did and still be able to bend the matrix. You've already turned your back on that situation. Time to laugh it up, darling dear. Free, all these frees on the table. Some of them even had the effrontery to bring in what? A bitch from the backwoods, right? A tree sloth with algae in their fur. They cheated on you with a substandard human, darling dear. Someone who got them stuck in a situation, right, where they can't heal from it. But that's their business, blood. And they did a lot of shameful things there. Oh my God. And I told you, I can be such an overthinker. My mind can be skullduggerous. When I think of the things that they could have done, they would be ashamed to tell you, darling dear. Good God. Imagine that, and then you see them, they've got bumps on their mouth. Good God, stop it, Case. There's no one to check me, boo. Woo, child. They need a blue light on them. They need security and the dog daddy to come into your house and reverse your pet's training so that they know you even have to have a killer goldfish on them, darling. The one that's prepared to breach the what? The fish bowl and get them, sick them, darling dear, sick them. They did a lot of shameful things, darling dear, in the name of their leader. Obsessively jealous. They've got addictions, addictive behavior, codependent, lying and spying, darling. They are bound to a situation that is destabilized, an unhappy situation. I told you, many of them are about to be kicked out by the tree sloth, darling. Even the tree sloth is seeing them to be substandard, right? They're not happy. Who wants to be around somebody who spends their whole time being unhappy? They're going to try and pretend that they're not a liar and a thief, darling dear. Seven of Swords on its face, darling dear. They're going to come to you and say, I want to come clean about what you caught them doing, darling dear. They want to come clean and tell you exactly what happens. You don't care. I'd rather beat my ears and go, la, 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 and act like I'm going mad, darling dear. But I'm not mad. No, mate. I don't want to hear none of that. And all of this, look at all of the yellow. Their self-esteem has been crushed in a situation where they found themselves. And it's even further crushed. Why? Because you are the comeback cat. And you've got clarity on your side, darling dear. And who God bless, no man can curse. So yeah, they ran into some karma out there, right? Amongst the village idiots. They ran into some big time karma. They want to come clean about the karma that's found them, darling dear. This high commander deceptercon, listen, because you leveled up, right? And again, the cards are reminding you that you better make sure that you know how to what? Have the free go-to moves, because you're dealing with bottom feeders that are what? Skullduggerous energy vampires. I can't kid you not, right? They're going through what? Hellfire and powder house. And what's underneath that? Don't get smoked. Hey! Time for you to what? Play chess, because there is Pennywise son of data. I can't make it up. Base of the deck, they come to lie to you again and give you cognitive dissonance and hopium. They're tormented by what they did to you. They didn't think that you'd have a second wind. 181 in the chat. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, darling dear. Get me in the algorithm. Somebody needs me to talk some sense to them, darling dear. They need to be turned on to my over 2,000 videos that I've uploaded in common sense and get into the bag and exercising yourself and not looking back, because we ain't Salt Bay around here. Lot's wife? No way, Jose. What did I say? Your block game must be for the gods. You heard the bell. Confirmation, darling dear. Yeah, they want to come out of the cold because they see that you managed to dig your way out of what they put you through, darling dear. And they want to make amends. They're proper sorry. This is 2 5s to let it go. It's over, right? 2 5s, 55 is about what? You've been going, 55 is a highly spiritual number because it's part of the master number team, darling dear. It's about what? You've been going through what? Constant change, right? Divinely orchestrated change. Stay on that path, big cat. You've come too far. In my Sophia voice, all your life you had to fight until you realized that you was a big cat and you're now taking a chat, split the deck. And you mustn't give them no front. Baby. The contract is over. It's been rescinded. Cry they must. Let them cry. Remember, only a fool returns to folly the way a dog returns to vomit. Let's get one final deck and then we're out of here. For sure. Gonna go with the Romance Angel cards. Only a... Oh! Your Big Cat Chronicles, darling dears. Well, look what feel like they've got the unrequited love. So they're full on in hoodwink mode. They've got the unrequited love, darling dear. Look all of them bitches in the background. These hovering bitches. Hovering bitches. You know the patient pick-me's. Remember the freedom you've created for yourself, darling dear. And you've got a barrier against them for a reason, darling dear. Live your big cat unicorn life, yeah? Live life like it's gold. Romantic feelings. Romantic feelings, right? They want you to forgive them because they've learned from the past. What did they learn? Other than to be a bigger snake than what they was before. They're crying at night time, darling dear. You don't want no one who's nervous, right? Listen, you're going to get incoming very soon. So you better what? Start your press-ups. Go and watch my Don't Get Smoked video. Learn light kung fu and self-defense, darling dear. Protect your bag, right? If you've got progeny, have them on what? Have them on lockdown. Don't pull a latch. Otherwise, you will put them back into the dark ages. You run things. You're the bill payer in your house. Take off the Wi-Fi. Turn off the light for a few days. Let's see how they can manage. See if they're going to, especially when they've got to go into the garden, darling dear, and gather wood from the trees to build a fire, to cook their dinner in an iron pot. And you stop cooking. When they come back from school or college, there's a whole naked chicken waiting for your progeny like this. So what we doing with me tonight? In the iron pot, on the heap of what? Wood that they found in the garden. Like I said, don't let them what? Brainwash your progeny. They're a liar and a cheat, darling dear, and they want to be successful with you. And if you bring them back, you'll be so unhappy. It's going to interrupt your healing, right? Your household, right? And you'll either end up in what? Prison, hospital, or the graveyard by the devil's strongest worker. On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, toddle over to my Patreon, or simply come back here. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big cat, guess what? Oi! They are tormented by the actions they took against you. And they cry at night. Big cat, wait! Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, 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 cat.